After Chrisean Rock made headlines with her almost 2-year-old son, Chrisean Jesus Porter, who is still unable to walk, speak, or hold his head up, fans have been worried. Chrisean's actions throughout her pregnancy are primarily to blame, but Sis is untidy and in denial about it. She shared a video of herself holding up her kid when he was just 4 months old, and that was the beginning of this mess, which has continued ever since she brought him into the world. She was becoming rather emotional in this video as she talked about the joys of motherhood and her child's brilliance, but, the parents were seeing something else, including the boy's head movements, cat-like screeching, and lack of hand-eye coordination, all signs of a medical problem. Chrisean Rock is in denial when it comes to Junior, voiced by someone who is concerned. He should be able to hold his head and chest while lying on his tummy, but he isn't meeting milestones. He doesn't smile or coo either. He can only identify the smell of marijuana and her foul body odor. Isn't he still meowing like a feline? Hand-eye coordination. I'm starting to think that she's trying to say things like, he's so smart, he's so intelligent, like, girl, he's doing things babies at 1 to 2 months old can do, not for now, because she's reading these blogs that reveal her kid's weaknesses. Supporters of Chrisean were naturally quick to defend her, saying that her child was perfectly healthy and that any problems were inherited. Because you know so much about a child that you didn't have back then, you guys constantly utilize this, apt to act like physicians without any degrees. The baby's diagnosis. There is ample proof and evidence that Chrisean genuinely engaged in these behaviors when she was pregnant, including with Chrisean's boyfriend Blueface, who is allegedly the child's father. This conversation about Chrisean's substance use throughout her pregnancy is not merely rumors. Although you don't know anything about that daughter, the brief TV segments you see demonstrate that many individuals have children with unique problems, and most of them don't result from drinking or smoking. It seems that the infant has chromosome or DNA abnormalities. My son is not healthy because she drank, smoked, and got high her whole pregnancy. She couldn't even take 1 month off, he said in an open post while voicing his concerns over Chrisean Jr.'s health. The child thoroughly investigates this baby's health condition online, and the results indicate that Chrisean Jr. is displaying symptoms of either fetal alcohol syndrome or cretinism. Let's discuss C. Jr.'s his meowing voice and manner. Anyone watching the video could not help but notice Junior's excessive crying in the background as she was occupied defending herself. Honey. That poor infant sounded like he was having respiratory difficulties. A few months ago, Chrisean went live on Instagram to take aim at those who were disapproving of her decision to get a tattoo of Blueface's mugshot on her face.
Poor baby was struggling to breathe.
You feel me? Because obviously he outside, he not happy. I'm outside and not happy. So that was the whole, process of okay. I'm sorry. Why your feelings be hurt like that? Okay. You're only crying.
Concerned, the mother remarked, "I've never heard a baby cry like that in my life." Chrisean wasn't so much worried about stopping her live broadcast to help her baby, as she was about protecting that fucking face that you guys really can't make. Up before the baby was delivered on a video. Charleston White. The man was correct when he wagered $5,000 that Chrisean's unborn child would not survive at all, and another $2,000 that, should he survive childbirth, the child would have autism, despite how cruel and insane it sounded at the time.
$5,000 that Blueface and Chrisean Rock have a baby. Let's start making bets now. Come on now, I'm calling. I got $5,000 that Chrisean Rock and Blueface have a baby. Baby gonna be dumb in the. They not finna have a healthy baby. I got on it right now. I got $2,000. I got a side bet that the baby don't make it. I got a $2,000 side bet that they baby don't make it. Who want to bet? If it ain't gonna be, it's gonna be autistic. Or if it ain't be autistic, it's gonna be a mute baby.
As soon as Quan began posting live recordings of Junior, people began comparing his facial traits to those of a child with fetal alcohol syndrome. They discussed his small skull, small eye opening, low nasal bridge, and, above, all his speech, vision, delayed growth, and low birth weight. You all know now why that baby. The eyesight condition has increased the likelihood that Chrisean Jr. is blind since he screams and makes noises that sound like he's screaming, as well as because of his fixed gaze and lack of eye movements. Many have dismissed this as mere conjecture without any substantiating medical data, such as Chrisean, who asserted that her child's behavior was normal for an infant.
Play football, everything. Who is y'all to tell me what he diagnosed with, what he look like, what he sound like? Y'all don't know nothing about God, and y'all don't know nothing about nothing. You talking to me like that, so I rebuke everything y'all saying about my child, to be honest. But I like this, bro. You know why? Because all the glory to God, bro. Like, y'all gonna be looking real stupid.
The child is almost 2 years old. According to a Google search, children at this age can walk and run steadily, recognize things, obey basic commands like picking up a toy, climb stairs, and start to create two-word sentences. However, folks are once again worried after the recent video went viral. What does Chrisean make of all of this, even if he claims to be fine? I'm particularly annoyed with Chrisean Rock because it's obvious that your child needs expert help and early intervention. But that would require admitting that they purposefully drank and led an unhealthy lifestyle during your pregnancy. And she won't take accountability for destroying her unborn kid. Why did Blueface share Junior's hernia on social media to demonstrate to the world that Chrisean was a mother while Chrisean is currently not the only parent in their relationship? Several times, Blueface had referred to her as a mother in public, particularly when he talked candidly about Junior not having his hernia surgery. Indeed, she is unfit, and as she pleases, she has been delaying the surgery and missing the appointment.
Oh, God.
And it did. It crushed my heart a little bit. It did. But I love all my kids no matter what I told you, whether they slow, need a helmet, whether they got nappy hair, whether they short, funny looking. I love all my grandkids, but I ain't gonna lie. My first initial thought when I saw him in that restaurant, it crushed me. And for her to say she wanted to stomp me out, girl, I can't even tell you what my mind wanted to do to you once I looked in his face and I didn't know if he was looking at me, you, or the air. I was hurt, genuinely hurt. But you know what I said? You know what? That's okay. That's okay. If he can laugh and he can cry and he can smile, he can still.
Carissa, Blueface's mother, has now publicly voiced her concerns, or perhaps more correctly, her heartbreak, about her grandson's health. The question of whether the youngster is capable of seeing is raised by her allegation that she was unable to determine whether the boy was staring at her or into space when she saw him.
Junior is in fact blind in both eyes, and that was confirmed by Clarissa, Blueface's mom. And I'm telling you, I had to go back and watch the video to when they was in a restaurant, because that's the first thing my mind went to. They was in a restaurant and Chrisean was trying to feed him mashed potatoes, and he wasn't grabbing for the spoon. He wasn't even opening up his mouth, and it makes sense now because he could not see anything. It all makes sense. He wasn't even really blinking. He was just straight staring into the distance. And it's just sad. We all knew something was wrong, even though she did confirm some type of syndrome that causes him to cry like he's a cat. They did confirm that. At least Clarissa confirmed that. I don't remember Chrisean confirming anything like that. But man, my heart really goes out to this little boy, because his mom was definitely smoking and drinking while she was pregnant. And we all seen her on Blueface and Chrisean little TV show. We seen her on the Bad Girls.
People are pleading for help so that this vulnerable infant can receive.
It crushed my heart to look at my grandbaby and see that, and that was my first time seeing it.
Oh, God.
And it did. It crushed my heart a little bit. It did. But I love all my kids no matter what I told you, whether they slow, need a helmet, whether they got nappy hair, whether they short, funny looking. I love all my grandkids, but I ain't gonna lie. My first initial thought thought when I saw him in that restaurant. It crushed me. And for her to say she wanted to stomp me out, girl, I can't even tell you what my mind wanted to do to you once I looked in his face and I didn't know if he was looking at me, you, or the air. I was hurt, genuinely hurt. But you know what I said? You know what? That's okay. That's okay. If he can laugh and he can cry and he can smile, he can still be a joy in this world.
It's time for your opinion now that we've covered every conceivable aspect of the issue concerning Chrisean Jr. and his careless parents. The baby has wide-set, unblinking eyes that are far apart and reassemble a fetus, but she won't admit it. She is not a mother since she believes his problem will go away with age, but she is mistaken, and it will just become more apparent at this point. He also needs physical treatment to help with movement.